Welcome back to another video in Spanish Essentials. Today we are going to be focusing on how to tell the time in Spanish. On my website you'll find a resource labeled ¿Qué hora es?, which is the Spanish for what time is it. You're going to use this resource as you learn about telling the time in Spanish. In this upper paragraph I explain a very key principle that you must understand in order to get the time right. I go into detail explaining that hours in Spanish exist in singular and plural forms, very similar to how adjectives and nouns might exist in that way. This is only ever a problem when we're talking about any time that uses 1. 1 o'clock is the only singular hour and the rest are plural. So you have to become accustomed to the hours of the day having number. So as I said, ¿Qué hora es? Means what time it is. And to respond to this question, you simply are going to use son las. Now son means are, or there are. And so to say son las means there are, and then we're going to follow it with a number. So if someone's asking what time is it, you're going to say, well, there are 2 hours, or there are 3 hours. So your response would be son las dos, or son las tres, or even son las nueve. Now, when you get into situations where you have minutes after the hour, you're going to just simply use the Spanish word and, followed by the number of the minutes. So to say it is 11:05, you will say son las 11:05. So down here we have a description of how each of these numbers turn into words. And we have our functional language chunk, son las, and then the numbers of time. So the numbers follow in order, where the colon here, separating hours and minutes, is going to be y. Certainly you would write the time similarly as we do in English. But if you're writing using words, you will have to follow this structure. And here's our note about the singular use of 1 o'clock. If your time begins with 1 o'clock, such as 1:05 or 1:48, you must replace son las with es las. So instead of saying there are 2 or 3 hours, you are saying there is 1 hour. To say 1:25, you would say es la 1:25. Over here we have some more examples. We have some useful words and expressions that revolve around time. For example, how would you say half past? Well, here you can see that half past is said by saying there are 6 and half. Son las 6:30, to say 6:30. And if you're trying to accomplish quarter past, you could say a quarter. So there are 4 and a quarter. Son las 4:15. So 4:15. These are different words here. Again, the singular 1 o'clock is going to be es la 1. And to say on the dot, right on the dot, you would say es la 1:00, on the dot. Oftentimes you'll have quarter until or quarter till an hour. And so in this example, son las 3:15 is menos, minus or less, a quarter. Son las 3:15 is quarter till 3. You can even say son las 8:05, it's 5 until 8. There are some other expressions like 2 o'clock, son las 2 por la tarde. You might want to specify that it's in the PM. So we have the expression por la tarde, son las 2 por la tarde. Or perhaps the time is in the morning and you want to say it's 7 a.m., son las 7 por la mañana. Noon in Spanish is mediodía. And because noon is singular and we're not saying noons, we're going to use es. It is midday. Es mediodía. It's noon. And similarly, we use es for midnight, middle of the night. Es medianoche. There's a helpful resource on omniglot.com which takes you through every hour of the clock and provides a few examples. If you'd like to get some more practice on telling the time in Spanish, visit my website and check out some additional resources. And as always, send any questions to my email, and I'll see you guys in the next one.